Have you ever, looked up at the sheer, overwhelming canvas of the night sky and just felt that sense of profound smallness? And in that quiet moment of awe, a question, it just starts to form, right? A question as old as our awareness. What does all of this mean? What is our place in this vast, silent, and, let's be honest, often violent universe? Welcome to the XFO Intelligence Podcast. We're here to explore the deepest questions, all powered by augmented thinking. So today, we're looking way beyond the next quarter, or even the next century. We're looking at our path through the stars, over timescales that, they just defy human imagination. We're talking about a cosmic survival strategy. Let's begin with, an uncomfortable existential reality. The universe is evolving, and its natural trajectory? It's toward higher entropy, simpler, more chaotic states they're fundamentally hostile to complex life as we know it. And this isn't some speculative disaster movie plot. No, it's a consequence of the fundamental laws of physics. So the question is not if our kind of existence will face an end, but when. But, and this is important, this realization isn't a mandate for despair. Not at all. It's a call for a new kind of strategy. You see, for the first time in known cosmic history, a species, us, we've become aware of our precarious place in this grand evolutionary story. And that awareness, that creates a unique opportunity. The chance to actively influence our own long-term trajectory. For a long time, our thinking about cosmic survival has been, very linear. Build a bigger ship, colonize Mars, find another Earth-like planet. But these are just single-purpose escape plans. It's like betting your entire future on a single roll of the dice. Our analysis, however, it reveals a different, more resilient path. A path that, believe it or not, increases our probability of persistence by nearly, fourfold. The key insight is this. Survival in an entropic universe, it requires becoming an adaptive flow rather than a static structure. Think of it like this. A fortress, right? With these thick stone walls. It seems impossibly strong, but it's rigid, it's locked in place. And when the landscape around it inevitably changes, say a river erodes its foundation or the climate turns to desert, that fortress is doomed. It crumbles. Now, imagine a river. A river has no fixed form. It flows around obstacles. It might split into a dozen smaller streams to cross a wide plain, and then it just merges back together. It always finds a path. It adapts. The strategy we're exploring is about humanity becoming the river, not the fortress. So, how do we do that? By building a network, an interconnected system built on a few really critical principles. First, diversification and redundancy. We must never rely on a single point of failure. This means preserving the essence of humanity, our knowledge, our art, our consciousness, in multiple parallel ways. Yes, in biological humans, sure, but also in digital substrates, in hybrid biological machine systems, and these have to exist in multiple locations. Think about it in hardened archives deep within the Earth, on the Moon, in autonomous probes just wandering through deep space, maybe even encoded into the very DNA of organisms designed to outlast worlds. The point is, if one pathway is extinguished, the others continue the journey. Second, continuous exploration. The system, it can never believe it has found the final answer. A fixed portion of all our resources, and the analysis suggests around, 15%? It has to be perpetually dedicated to exploring new, even seemingly wild possibilities for survival. Because if we only invest in what works now, we just become over-specialized and fragile. We fail the moment the universe presents a challenge we haven't seen before, right? Third, flow optimization. Now, this is the really elegant part, the self-correcting heart of the strategy. The system must be designed to automatically channel resources, I'm talking energy, materials, computational power, toward the survival pathways that are proving most successful while, gracefully pruning the ones that are failing. It's evolution, but guided by our collective intelligence. And finally, distributed intelligence. Firm, there can be no central command, no single council deciding the fate of all. Decision-making has to be decentralized, allowing for autonomy and experimentation. This is what makes the entire network so robust, both against external attack and, crucially, internal collapse. What this all points to is a transformative and even uncomfortable reevaluation of what we are. What are we actually trying to preserve? The strategy suggests that the specific form, our fragile biological bodies, our specific arrangement of DNA is less important than the continuity of the pattern of consciousness, the flow of knowledge, the experience of wonder. The principle is flow over form. This is the ship of Theseus paradox played out on a cosmic scale. If we gradually transition from biology to a digital substrate, are we still human? This strategy answers with a resounding yes, because the conscious experience, the story of who we are, continues. The universe's relentless march towards simplicity is not a war to be fought, but a powerful current to navigate. This strategy is about finding the eddies, the streams, the pathways within that cosmic flow where complexity, where consciousness can persist and thrive. We are not escaping the universe, we are learning to dance with its evolution. And this brings us full circle back to that first fundamental question we ask in the quiet of the night. What does our existence mean? This new perspective offers a profound possibility that we are not just a fleeting cosmic accident, that perhaps in a universe destined for simplicity, we represent the universe's own emergent strategy for preserving its most complex and beautiful creations, a way for the cosmos to hold on to its own memory. Seen this way, we are transforming from passive observers of cosmic evolution into active participants in its unfolding story. We are not just trying to survive, we are evolving into our next cosmic form. If these ideas resonate with you, please like, subscribe, and share the XFO Intelligence Podcast. The more minds we connect to these challenges, the more resilient our own network of ideas becomes. Now, here's a question we'd like you to think about, a question this entire strategy forces us to confront. What singular quality of humanity is so essential, so precious, that it must be preserved at all costs, even if it means leaving our bodies, our planet, and our current form far behind?